This is Our Vision for the Future.
It is so good to be. Wait a minute, we're starting our new program. It is called Our Vision for the Future. And Feliciano and I were just sharing how important it is to remind the diocese of the 5 major directions that we are going in. We've got youth ministry, we have the School of Ministries, we have vocations, parish life coordination, and vocations. But today, on a very special note, I'm visiting with my friend Feliciano Tapia, who has been for 1 year directing our famous School of Ministry. This is something very, very special that goes back in time to when the diocese decided we were going to create a school that would help our lay ministers, both English and Spanish, to be trained for leadership. Feliciano, it's great to have you back on the program.
Thank you for having me today.
It's been a year.
A year? Oh my God.
I can hardly believe it. I remember when we first had you here, but now it's 12 months that you can be looking back. As you begin your 2nd year among us, is there something that you'd like to say as an opening thought of what it is like 12 months into your work with us?
Well, I say that the same program, the first program that we had, it was a blessing for me to be part of this process, this local church, and the efforts from you and others, leaders in the School of Ministry in the diocese. And now, from 12 months, it's a blessing with specific, gifts that the School of Ministry gave to me. One is to the generosity of the teachers, the facilitators, and the participation of more than 300 people in the School of Ministry. That's great.
That is great.
Yeah, and now we're taking that process and looking for new groups and new alternatives of formation at the parish level, on the other sides, other part of the diocese, like Madera or maybe Bishop. I would like to keep the process of new wine and vino nuevo for School of Ministry, but also to improve new moments or styles of formation.
Nice. Now, one thing that you just said was formation.
Yes.
When we were talking about the basic direction of this program, you wanted to make one point very clear. So here's your first chance. What is the difference between formation and information? Because it seems that so often we go to schools, we go to universities, we go to seminaries, and we are very, very informed. People come out knowing a lot. How is that different, just knowledge, from what you want to do in the School of Ministry?
The difference is we're looking to be a disciples, not to be a teachers.
That's it.
Right? That's we're looking to be all baptized people. We are called to be a discipleship with God in the church. If we have that very clear in the School of Ministry, we are right in the right way. To be a disciple is to learn about our faith, but not only to teach others, but to share faith, to share ministry, to share hope in our daily life, in our parish, and different activities, in our family, in our community. So that's the essential difference between the school, and our vision of the School of Ministry is to be a disciple. We need to learn more about doctrines, about theology. We need that. But in order to be a disciple, not to be a teacher to others.
The point you're making is something that Josie Content on a previous program a few weeks ago was almost on the same wavelength, right. That with catechesis, what she is really hoping the catechists are learning is not only skills on teaching, which They are catechists, they are meant to teach, but that there'll be a formation into discipleship, into becoming really missionaries of the Word. So it's very promising to see in your office a sense of commitment to the same principles. And Alex is doing the same, I think, in youth ministry and with young adults. It's not that we're trying to pack on knowledge as much as to form disciples, form people of faith. So that is your first goal in this school.
Yes, that's the first goal. It is, and I was a teacher. I teach theology in my country, and I love to teach. But if you're not ready to learn from others, you're not in the right way to be a teacher. So we will, in the school of ministry, we should learn how to teach. But the Spirit is, and the church spirit is a communion of discipleship. So we're talking not only about mind, we're talking especially about heart and communion to do our ministry. It's and I'm saying that because we're learning how to be the church that God is calling us to be. Because usually it is in the past we had people who know everything, yep, and people who doesn't know nothing. Anything, yeah. So anything. So it's we need to move for the mentality that the Pope is calling us to be. It's one church together, and sometimes our graduates from the school of ministry have that, they're living that tension in their parishes, because some students, when they have a degree or they know more about faith, they don't know how to deal with that experience. Sometimes they say, wow, I'm now different than everybody because I studied 3 years or 4 years in university or the school of ministry. But it's the difference is to be to serve in the ministry, not to be more than the others. And that tension, we need to learn how to deal with that tension in our parishes.
So how are you after the persons have been graduated or certified or approved? They've received some mark of credit of courses completed. When they've done that, when we've done that, what can you do afterwards to make sure they are finding themselves not arrogantly sitting on those laurels, but deciding to be disciples, to be servants? What can you do then after you've already formed them or educated them?
Well, first, the arrogance is insecurity. It's a way that we put our insecurity, and I need to put more emphasis in the spirit of formation in our programs, but also we're putting more emphasis in the pastoral project for the third year. So we'll invite people to create or develop a pastoral project in the community with the pastoral level, in the parish level, and that should come through the dialogue with other leaders, other ministries, with the pastor, with the deacon in the parish. So that will help people to have a dialogue about what I learned in the school of ministry. How can I serve or improve my ministry? What do you see about my ministry from others' perspectives? So I think that could be very helpful for and others to. The other project that I have in mind is to invite people to go further than the parish, not just in the parish, but create a teamwork that maybe we can go to another part of the diocese has a mobile team.
Oh, nice.
To work
nice.
together and serving another pair's needs.
Oh, that's
Maybe
good.
pre-marriage preparation or lectures, but that's the way that I see that we can work on that challenge.
That's
Just
good.
Doing things together.
Now, one quote I'm going to give you from someone in Bakersfield who will go unnamed because it was a great thought, but we don't want to put anybody on the spot, said this: "This is really heavy stuff we're doing as students, but it's helping me see church and ministry in a whole new way." And I think what that participant in the program in Bakersfield is sharing is it is an intense formation that you are offering, but they're finding it challenging and worth the challenge. How many have said things like this to you about that they find it heavy but valuable?
Many people say that to me. It's many, well, the reasons is we have a good teachers. You're one of those teachers, a great teacher.
I'm just glad to be part of the team.
And yeah, but we have a good teachers, and they're teaching good stuff in Bible, church, and ministry. And it's heavy. And it's you know, the density of the contents that we're teaching is very good. And when we're teaching, maybe we don't have the whole idea how much that impacted the life of the students. So some students say that that's very heavy stuff, but it's great. And this man told me, he said, you know, I was reading my homework and I was reading the class that Monsignor teaches, and I was afraid to take that again.
Yeah.
He said because was opened my mind for a different way. And another lady who just came back to the church, and she's taking the New Wine program. She was afraid to continue because it was not only new, but you know, there was a challenge formation for her. And I say, please stay in the program because your presence.
Yeah.
With is a new Catholic or all Catholic or with high formation or low formation, please keep you have to be in the program because this is that we are in the church. And this challenge, I think, is great, but it's new because we don't have a lay ministry formations in the church. We just have 45 years of this process in the whole Catholic Church up to Vatican II.
It's been a revolution for us.
Yeah, so your USCC bishop says that we are learning how to work together, pastors and lay ministries, with a new context of formation. So it's a great challenge.
It is. Now, one other challenge that, well, we're going to take our break right now, Feliciano. Believe it or not, we worked our way to half point. They just gave us a signal. We'll be back in a minute because I want to pick up on a question about how long formation lasts. And that's a trick question because you're going to find out it's longer than you think. We'll be right back, so please don't go anywhere.
Don't go.
Our vision for the KNXT would like to thank Ventura TV Video Appliance Center for their support of our vision for the future. Ventura TV Video Appliance Center, the local choice for brand name appliances and electronics since 1951.
You know, I'm so glad you joined us again for the second half of this program because it's going to be even better than the first half. This time we're going to show you some pictures of people that are in formation, and I think Feliciano's going to explain what it was that they were doing down in Bakersfield at St. Philip's. But before we do that, I have that trick question for Feliciano. How long is formation, Feliciano? 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years?
All the life.
All life.
How long is the faith process? It's it's a lifelong process.
So we're never done.
Yeah, we're never done. And the School of Ministry is just an instrument of faith formation, because it's the whole church. The whole church is the, the vehicle for formation. It's mater and magistra, and this life is good. God is giving us formation in all our life, daily life and work and challenge and everything. But so the school ministry is just a short instrument for 3 years or maybe more if you continue after the New Wine program. But just we have to keep that in mind. It's all our life, lifelong.
Well, I am glad it's lifelong, because that gives me something to do for the rest of my life. Just keep forming. And it's true, there's no time to stop reading, no time to stop learning, no time to stop teaching. You teach, you learn more. So if any of you are out there and wondering, can I maybe, I used to teach, reactivate yourself. By reading and teaching, you will be learning, and you'll be helping others learn and continue their lifelong learning. Right now, let's go to some pictures. We've got some. Why don't we show them up on the screen, and you tell us a little bit about what went on August 5th down in Bakersfield.
Okay.
Oh, there's Rebecca York.
That's
What's
Rebecca
she doing?
York. Yeah, she's reading Luke's, the Gospel of Luke 24. The disciples, walking together, and there's a deacon that graduated from school of ministry years ago.
Nice.
And he's doing we have a dialogue in the tables. We call that meeting Faith, Ministry, and Hope. And after the different tables that we were sharing our faith, then we were sharing what is the heart of your ministry.
And these are both Vino Nuevo.
No, it's new wine.
And new wine, both.
Old generation and Vino Nuevo.
See, we a nice mix of the different formation programs.
Yeah, when we have, the Latino face, doesn't mean that they are in Vino Nuevo.
That's right. That's right.
Many of the students, they are participating in new wine. And there are two ladies from Vino Nuevo, the current class that we have.
Yeah.
And they were sharing about faith. That's from MA graduate Rebecca, the Holy Names, and one of our students in Vino Nuevo. They were sharing about our hope and our ministry, how we can work together. The idea is to have a friendship in the formation process.
It's turning out that way, because I'm enjoying so much with the Vino Nuevo program that I'm involved in, meeting the wonderful candidates from Fresno, Visalia, and Bakersfield. But then at this meeting, when you were in Bakersfield, it must have been great to have them all there together, some of them who had been in the very first new wine program. Rebecca and Asen are on one of the pictures, and they were there in that first group 15 years ago.
Yeah,
so it's wonderful, wonderful.
It's a great testimony of the commitment for the ministry through the formation. Rebecca and others, they know more about the history of the school of ministry than me, because they know people, they know what the school of ministry was. The process, all the information, and all the people are very valuable for me. The new ones, the old ones, and we create that moment with the initiative from the students. We had that in mind, but without budget, we started calling people from the initiative of the students in Bakersfield, and Monsignor Sweat was wonderful man visiting us there in the Paris, and the great hospitality, and St. Philip the Apostle. And we will continue inviting people to create a space to gathering about our faith, our ministry, and our hope for the future.
Absolutely.
Through the present.
Now, one thing about the future is what's happening right now in the present with the people in formation. And you have a program, you talked a little bit about it in the first half of the show, the Pastoral Project. Could you just tell us a little more, Feliciano, about what is going to be their main work this year, those that are in the process of New Wine with their pastoral project? What is that? What could it be?
Yeah. You know, we have New Wine and Vino Nuevo. We call it New Wine and Vino Nuevo A. That's the two groups that we were in the second year. And January 2012, we'll start the third year focusing on the pastoral practice. But in September, we started a new group, Vino Nuevo and New Wine B. That's we have 45 candidates for New Wine and 60 candidates for Vino Nuevo.
Good.
The new groups and for different sites in the diocese.
Which sites will they be concretely meeting in this year?
Lemoore.
In Lemoore? Good.
Bakersfield, Visalia, Fresno, and Madera.
Oh, so they've set up all that communication.
Communications.
In Lemoore, I knew, but also in Madera?
Also in Madera.
Oh, that
We
is
have
awesome.
So we're running, starting in the next month, we'll have class for New Wine, the first group on that New Wine A on the Thursdays, Vino Nuevo 8 on Saturdays, New Wine B on Tuesdays, and Vino Nuevo B, new groups,
this is great.
on Wednesdays.
Boy.
So it's going to be quite a busy.
Quite a busy and quite a challenge, even logistically, with your
yeah.
teachers
With the teachers,
With the
site coordinators,
and the telecommunications.
and the telecommunications.
Wow.
It's great, and it's going to
Looks
be
like
a challenge of
this
fun.
year is starting off on a very high note.
And also a pilot program in San Antonio Maria.
Tell us
Claret.
about that program, because you did make it clear that one thing you want the diocese to do is to help form leaders out of the diocesan base. But then you are also open to a parish doing its own form of leadership training. Tell us about the model at St. Anthony's.
And that will be a connection between the practical perspective for the third year in New Wine that you asking me. It's all the importance of this program in the School of Ministry. It's to do ministry, to have a deeper understanding of our faith, but also to do a ministry in our community, in our church, is to serve the parish life. So the focus is the parish. And that's why the third year in New Wine and Vino Nuevo, we are focusing on ministry. If I am a lecturer, I need to evaluate my ministry through the formation. Not just to apply the formation, but through the formation, I need to evaluate my faith, my ministry in the parish, in dialogue with the pastor and other leaders in the parish. What ministry we need, not what ministry I would like to do. What is the call from God, church, and the reality in my parish? And I'm sure we need different ministries. We have a great lay ecclesian ministries, lectors and Eucharistic communion, but I'm sure we need another ministries, but we need to look together with the pastors and the other leaders in the parish. And that's why we're developed a pilot program in San Antonio Maria Claret. We have 50 students that will take a formation, 2 years formation program at the parish level. For each group, all the groups that are participating in the parish, all the ministries will take formation in that program. And the classes or the contents is focusing on the parish reality and the parish mission. That parish has 4 key moments. That's one, it's Advent and 12 de Diciembre, Our Lady of Guadalupe. It's a Latino parish.
Seguro.
So we started formation from September through November.
Nice.
As a process to helping people to celebrate with more enthusiastic and meaning that key moment in the liturgy, Advent, and the celebration of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And then we'll take another moment of formation, means 3 months, to have an emphasis and the Holy Week and the celebration.
We're going to need to finish this talk about St. Anthony Claret next program when we do another one, because they're telling me we have 15 seconds to say goodbye.
Yeah, maybe we can invite somebody from St. Anthony Maria Claret.
We'll do that the next time. But I hope you enjoyed meeting again Feliciano Tapia from the School of Ministry in the Diocese of Fresno.
Much.
Come back next week. We'll see Father Mike Listeri. Till then, God bless.
Thank you very much for having me.